Hello, welcome to Frank's School, 7th year, 107th day, first video. Here's my February update on my proposed wordless movie, Resurrection, also known as Hope. I've thought I might change the name. I can be extremely short today. One thing I wanted to say though is that if you would look on my channel and see the videos uploaded, there are a couple of videos that are not numbered. They're showing the pigs and the way they graze. I'll absorb them into more information later. I want to talk a good bit about this, what I've learned from having these pigs here. But so that's there. Well, anyway, this numbered one. This is going on now. The big news. Well, let me do this in a little bit different order. There'll only be one more update of my efforts, because then comes Bloom Day, April 1st. I've decided to call that Bloom Day. At that point, I'm going to stop pausing in any way to do things, to hold things back in order to let them go for the sake of a movie, so that things can look terrible and then they can suddenly bloom. Well, as of April 1st, there's going to be various changes go on. And there has always been probably less than 1% chance, well, less than 5% chance, maybe, that this movie that I imagine could actually be made or will actually be made. Now I'd say there's less than 1% chance between now and April that suddenly the decisions would be made to go ahead and make it this year. That's all right. I'm going to continue to go on anyway. Another thing that I had realized was that it must not necessarily go in seasonal order. This movie could be done in a different order, but I think it would be so much less elegant if it were not done in seasonal order. So that affects it, but I don't think. The only real news that I have is I have thought of one more venue that I could offer here. I mean, as I'd said way back at the beginning, this movie could be made almost anywhere in the world, even in the middle of a big city. It could be made, which would be interesting to do. It's wordless, but the one more venue that I thought of is between the village itself, the school that I'm building, Camp Ranch campus of Frank's School, which when it's within my lifetime, well, within a couple of years, it may well have 50 or at least 40 buildings here. Between here and that goat fold up in the woods, which will only have 4, and I talked about that last time, at the edge of the woods. Well, in between, at the top of a hill, a very rounded hill, there's a spot where there's really nothing now. I had started to build a Shakespearean style theater up there with material I had, but the wind blew it down before I could get it stable. And it's a very windy place. It would not be a good place you would normally think to have a village. But I can certainly keep it looking undeveloped for years, forever really, if nothing's done. But it would also make a place that could be used. And one of the reasons I thought of that is because, as I said earlier, this coming year I'm going to turn my attention to that word village, and I already have. I've been doing considerable research about that very concept of village and how old it is and what they're like, and etc. And in the process, I'll build at least, well, more than in my mind, probably in a sequel. I'll write a book about building a village. As I imagine it now, it will be just as the first book was building folk huts from pallets, a new vernacular architecture. That one's out, and I guess I'll put the link. You can read it yourself if you want. I'll put the link in the description here. But the book that I think I'll start this year and probably take to draft within the year is going to be building villages with folk huts. That got me thinking about it, and I thought, well, here right up on top of the hill would be a blank slate, in a way, where I could build a village and show how it could be done. So anyway, there is one more venue. Other than that, I don't think there's too much more to say. Bye for now.